So it's time to pull out these old turnips here. I don't understand why the turnip roots have not gotten so big. They're just, the roots should be like this big in a bulb. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're just too densely planted. Maybe there's, I've not had much luck growing a lot of root kinds of things here. Maybe I need some extra boron or something in the soil. Something I'm not quite getting. Not sure. But main thing we're going to pull these up is because they're just being eaten up by the bugs. And I'm going to start taking this and probably start scatter planting some other seeds in here. And again, these stalks are perfect for feeding my mealworms. I mean, as you can see, just look at that. I mean, that's useless, right? I mean, there's a turnip root there. Not too bad. I used to eat these raw as a kid. Always fun to eat these as a kid, but like this guy, it's like nothing. Like he forgot the memo or something. No wonder. That's a collard. Oops. That's a collard. Oh, but again, like, I mean, look at the difference, right? I mean, this guy just didn't get the memo, but this guy got half the memo or something. I don't know. So we're gonna take all these up, try to make some more room. Oh, now here we go, baby. Now, see what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. Purple top turnip. You know. Just, and the truth be told is that if we were to just take off all these eaten leaves, the new leaves would come up just fine. But I'm just ready to grow something else, really. And those are nice little. And these are turnip greens seem to me much closer to radishes. So you've ever grown radishes, things like that. Purple top turnips are right along that thing. So we may just start taking these roots. I mean, these bulbous roots like this are great for my little millies. They love to eat that stuff. There's a lot of good vitamins and minerals for them. And so that's the main reason I like growing turnips, is mostly for my little mealy worms. So they can get all the vitamins they need, so they can get fat and plump, so that when I go fishing, they can catch me some fish. The garden's always designed to produce and provide something for you, you know. And there we go there. Surprisingly, I've only run the drip irrigation system a few times this year. In fact, I think I ran it once. I think I've run it twice, but we've had just that much rain, and just have not needed to run it at all. And so, I guess we can just take this here, and we may just go ahead and wash these anyway, and just go ahead and cook them up as a mess of greens, and the leaves that are just too bad, won't worry about it. May blanch them, may do a lot of things to them. See, there's a nice root there. See, purple top. A lot of root matter there, a lot of mass there. So we may just go ahead and pull all these out, blanch them, put them in the freezer. We can have as a mess of greens to eat later on. May give you a recipe on how we cook eating greens down here in the South. For those of you who don't know, a mess of greens refers to you've heard fishermen talk about a mess of fish. Well, a mess of green is very the same thing. It's just you got a lot of eating greens. You know, we've got some collards in here like this one. We've got turnips in here like this. And we've got Swiss chard in here like this. And so all that combined makes a mess of greens. You can eat a mess of greens for dinner, and makes for good stuff. So let's take this one for instance. The leaves are absolutely worthless, right? But that was not too bad. And see, it's long and spindly because it's just been so densely planted. But for my mealies, I could just give them that. Of course, I'd take the roots off and wash it off well. They would eat that. Boy, they'd eat that. They just tear that up. They like that roughage, and they seem to like that a lot. So what we'll do is continue this process. Probably have to work the rest of the weekend getting all this up. And we'll probably scatter down some more Swiss chard or something in here. Probably do some weeding. So I'm seeing some weeds in here that I'm not really liking all that much. And what we'll do is take these and make us a nice little mess of greens, and that'll be a good something else to eat, despite all the all the bugs and stuff eating them up. You can still come up, and hopefully what that'll do will thin everything out and will give this Swiss chard a chance to really put on some bulk the way I really like. I like my Swiss chard to be about as long as my arm and about as wide, and the leaves to be about as wide as my hand. If they're not at that standard, then they're not doing what they ought to do. And the only ones we have even coming close to that are the ones here, and they're still just kind of, according to my standard, just mediocre. And I got some long arms here and some big hands, you know. I'm a pretty big guy, so that's what I prefer, because that's as big as I've seen them grow. So there's a few tips on how you can kind of grow a whole bunch of different kind of things at one time, and certain things you can pick out. You can scatter more seed, and I prefer a scatter planting method, because bending over and reaching in is just too much for me. And I can just scatter it on there, scatter some leaf mold over top of it, and let it plant. It'll come on up, and I'm happy. The garden's happy, everybody's happy, and that's good, right? So there you go. And with that, I will talk to you guys later. All right.